Hello and welcome to New Hope Birmingham's Preserving the Cultural History of Bangladeshi Food project, which is supported and funded by the Heritage Lottery Fund. This documentary completely revolves around Bangladeshi food, as we will be exploring the rich and proud history surrounding this. In light of that, we feel that the workshops and interviews we carried out will help augment your understanding of Bangladeshi food culture to a great degree. As with the workshops, we covered on how to cook Bangladeshi foods, whereby with the interviews we explored the memories of people who are well versed in cooking these foods. Just to give you an understanding of Bangladesh, this country is one of the world's most densely populated countries, being the 92nd largest country in the world, with approximately 166 million inhabitants living in an area of 55,813 square miles. In retrospect, there are about 2,940 people per square mile. In essence, the aim of this project pertains to preserving the cultural history of Bangladeshi food, as it's currently losing its history and is in the process of fading out and getting lost into oblivion. To achieve our aim, we first intend to revert Bangladeshi cuisine back to its original form, in order to protect the history and heritage of Bangladeshi cooking. Furthermore, we intend to inscribe the cultural tradition of Bangladeshi cooking in the intangible cultural heritage of UNESCO, thereby preserving this valuable culture of the Bengali community. All in all, we hope that by the end of this we revitalize the rich tradition and culture of Bangladeshi food, which has lost its authenticity in England. Accordingly, we hope that this project instills a sense of belonging and pride to the younger generations. In that regard, we intend to preserve this heritage for the Bangladeshis amongst in Birmingham, who perceives this heritage as their pillar of identity. What's paramount about this heritage is that Bangladeshi foods have been essential to the livelihood of Bangladeshi people within Britain in the past and today. Without these foods, Bangladeshi restaurants would have not been able to replicate the massive impact it has made today. In the past, early Bangladeshi men who emigrated to Britain lacked the skills to work in other fields after the collapse of the steel and textile industries. Albeit, they skillfully adapted their skills and knowledge of Bangladeshi foods, which enabled them to find work in the growing number of Indian restaurants and takeaways.
I used to work so many restaurants and take it from there. I opened this one is back 15 years ago, and build up the restaurant, home cooking side and etc. Things like that. Family ground, I've got 5 children, 2 working here, 1 working in a bank, and 2 daughters. They're working, 1 working library and 1 working health care. Parents, they died. My father used to work in factory, and mom was a housewife. I have got 2 sisters, 1 died and 1 live. They have 3 sons and 1 daughter. I don't have any experience in Bangladesh because since I came in 11 years, 13 years old, then start education in this country. And from this country, take the opportunity for the food. I don't have any experience in Bangladesh. Journey, I came in 1973 with my parents. And then I went back to Bangladesh 1980 when I get married. Since from there, after 2 years, 3 years later, going for a couple of months, then coming back again, doing that.
Basically, I have the experience from different cooking from different culture. For example, Arabic food, the dish we did like as a child, kapsa. We as a siblings, we did enjoy a lot kapsa, and other Arabic dishes we also enjoyed. But as a Bangladeshi, we always had the desire to have the curry and rice which my mother used to cook for us. My mother used to cook different dishes from fish, meat, chicken. In Saudi Arabia, when I was a child, we did not have the sweetwater fish. We did have saltwater fish.
I like the stuffed pepper, stuffed aubergine, or some I saw one thing. We normally baked aubergine and just we make the smash. But in a shop, I saw they cook different when it's called baba ghanoush. It's a Turkish or maybe Middle Eastern. I can't remember, but I know the name baba ghanoush. It's very funny name. Whenever now I cook baked aubergine, we bake it on the oven, then we peel the skin and then we smash it. It is called baba ghanoush.
Do you still use the recipes that you used to use in Bangladesh? Yeah.
Initially, when I first arrived in the UK, I bought some spices with me, but still we needed some basic thing. Even the cooking accessories, normally in this country people use chopping board and knife, but it is very uncommon. In Bangladesh, most of the people still sit down and they have different types of knife and they cut the vegetable and other meat, fish, whatever. It's called boti. So for the spice, I told that I didn't find everything as soon as I arrived, but I had some, but I learned from different people. Then I used to, and it is very difficult because the English name or the something, even I know something English naming differently, but real name in the supermarket, its name is different. So it is very difficult to find in that area. And sometimes it is not on the whole spice, it's like a ground spice, so it is very difficult.
What are your earliest memories of food and cooking?
Is basically I had a good memory in my school life. In secondary school, especially boys never selected is called the home economics. The subject is basically cooking, sewing, and this sort of thing. All the time with my elder sister, she supervised us. She had this subject. Then I choose that subject. But basically, as a boy, I can do that. But when we appeared the exam, everybody said, no, you are not allowed. You are a boy. It's only for the girl. But that time they sewing and sewing classes. I stood the first, the highest score. And cooking, I don't know how to cook that time, but I know the ingredients used. So basically, we cooked under the supervision of our teacher, but I also got the first the position in that event. So it's still even I go back to Bangladesh, my elder sisters, everybody laughing that what I did during my secondary school exam. The big difference is that in Bangladesh you will get helping hand. Someone you can help, someone can process the ingredients we call masala. Yeah. So anyone can help you to do that. But in this country, all these things are packaging, the already processed one. But in Bangladesh, you will get the real or the fresh ingredients, and you have the handy other people can help you to do that process. So that is a big difference. But in this country, yes, you can get all the ingredients, but problem is that all this is not fresh. It's like packet on. That's the big difference, I think. And even the food flavor would be different if you use the packet on and the fresh on.
Yeah.
Even in our country, it's called the sauce, curry sauce or any kind of sauce. If you taste the sauce, you know is a meat or is a lamb or is beef, or even the fish. We can identify the fish is like hilsha or koima fish or ruhi. We can identify if we taste the sauce. But in this country, it's not possible. It's same because of the ingredients.
As a woman, the importance of cooking is very crucial, even more so for me. I had a great passion for cooking from a very young age. Even now, cooking gives me great joy. Nothing else in this world gives me as much pleasure as cooking does. As I live abroad and away from Bangladesh, I've come across various types of food from different countries. But there are a few Bangladeshi cooking which I think is in our blood. I like vegetable dishes and love to try new other dishes as well. One of the dishes I cook occasionally is vegetable korma, which tastes even better than any of my meat dishes.
Actually, my children, I find out because their blood gene is from me and my wife. Automatically, we are curry eater. They eat curry. They eat our traditional food. Side by side, they eat English food as well. It's no obligation, no problem for them, and they're quite happy to eat any kind of food. Is as long as halal, they don't mind, my children. I find out total different because our food is spicy and English food is not very spicy, very bland. But still, their food is their food. But it's a big difference between English food and Bangladeshi food. Curry is totally different because curry is more spicy. My favorite cooking is king prawn jal fry, because king prawn jal fry is my style is different to cook than other chef, because what I do, I use the chopped onion, green chili and garlics and ginger and fresh chili powder with fresh coriander, and then separately I do king prawn. Little bit I fry from the garlics and touch of salt. Then I make a chicken jal fry, and I use little bit methi ingredients to make a more flavor for the king prawn jal fry. But I don't use any gravy sauce for the king prawn jal fry, because if I put the gravy sauce, is a spice ingredient flavor will go down. So my king prawn jal fry is different than any other king prawn jal fry in United Kingdom. I don't use any gravy sauce. This is the difference. Your project is fantastic because your project show our community history, show our community strength, and also encourage the young generation from our community, especially British Bangladeshi community, our young generation going to the university, higher education, higher job, because still we should not forget our traditional way to how we survive this country. Only the restaurant trade give us a strength for economic strength. So I think your project encourage our community to learn a lot of opportunity for keep our business in run in this country, and our young generation can come to our business restaurant trade to make it more modernized, because they are young, they are educated, they can discover a new recipe, new dishes to make more oriental curry in British society. Is good for the British society, good for the economy, good for the job as well. Your project is very important for our community.
As far as I remember, when I was very little, my mom used to cook. So during that time, we used to stay in Saudi Arabia, as I have already mentioned. And over there, my mom did cook, the Bangladeshi food. She used to use different spices, and we really enjoyed a lot over there Bangladeshi dishes. as you already know, we do prepare different type of curries, like for example chicken curries, fish curries. Fish curries are more popular in our country, and because our country there are lots of rivers, ponds, people do get fish very easily, so the fish curries are very popular in our country. The last meal I can remember my mom did make it. It was ilish pulao. Ilish is very popular fish in our country, and she used to make ilish pulao by using different type of spices, and we really enjoyed a lot. Obviously, my sisters and brothers, my parents, and my other few relatives attended the dinner party before I leave the country. After my marriage, I came here to settle in this country. Basically, I graduated in medicine, so I started again study to get the registration to practice as a doctor in this country. And after completing all of my exams, I started my job as a doctor.
And what was your perception of food in the UK?
In UK, we are very fortunate that we have lots of Indian restaurants. If we feel bored, if we do not like to cook, we can easily go to the restaurants. We can easily have different types of curries and rice. But most of the time, we do prepare the homemade food, which our children enjoy a lot.
Can you tell me about your first cooking experience?
My first cooking experience with this horrible things, because that time maybe I was in 6, 7. I made some doughs and I just make a rotis and paratas with my grandmom, and it is a horrible situation. And after that I prepared some noodles with my mom, puddings, simple recipes, not like our traditional recipes is too hard. That time I learned lots of simple things, and that was my first experience. But after that I learned lots of things when I become grown up, or after my marriage I prepare lots of traditional foods. I learned from my aunts, from my grandmothers, both of my grandmothers, my sister-in-laws, my mother-in-laws, my mother. Most cooking, lots of cakes. In our traditional cakes we call pita. There are different kinds of shapes, some sweet dishes. We all very often we did in our country. And it is our cultural, some are religion, some are regional areas, and we mix some vegetable dishes in our religious purpose, some mixed vegetables, vegetable fries, like different shapes, there is different colors, it's a varieties kinds of vegetables and fish items. Do you know fish? In our feed preparation is totally different. Some we prepare with different ingredients, different process. Their process also is different. Sometimes we steam, sometimes we fry, sometimes we made some dry fish, and we can preserve it for a few months. We can use it. No, I'm not took any kinds of ingredients, because when I came here, that time I came as a visitor. I visit my relatives, my friends, my husband friends, their home. I know there is everything we can get available in here, UK. Some fruits, our local fruits, vegetables, there is not available, but you can bring with you any kinds of fruit or vegetable. That's why I can bring. Some change ingredients I just change with another ingredients which is available in here. Not that much of difference, because in here locally in lots of Bangladeshi people live in here, and we can easily get ingredients in here. That's why I haven't any problem with this getting ingredients.
So would you say that you still make the same dishes you used to make in Bangladesh since you came to the UK, or has it changed a bit?
Some little bit change, not that much, but little bit I change here. Some availability in here, dairy milk, dairy product is available. Some you can preservative food also you can easily you can preserve in your fridge. But in our country we can get, but most of the time we like to prepare in our home.
Hi, here I am cooking chicken korma. I use chicken cube, that is the breast fillet of chicken. 1 kilo of chicken I made small pieces, cube size, and then I made it in Asiana Community Project. There is a community gathering on Thursday, and a lot of Bangladeshi people, they came here, and we enjoyed the cooking. I use coriander powder, garlic powder, ginger powder, bay leaf, cardamom, cinnamon, cooking oil, diced onion, and some butter or ghee. First, I put the cooking pan here, and then I put some cooking oil and some butter on it. Then I put the onion diced, and I fried it for 5 minutes and a little bit salt to make it quicker. When it became brown, I added the spice, for example, garlic powder, ginger powder. You can use actually the fresh paste. Here we temporarily use the powder. It is easily accessible. That's why after when the onion became brown, then I added the other spice, bay leaf, cardamom, cinnamon, garlic powder, ginger powder, and a little turmeric powder. And after 2 or 3 minutes, then I added the diced chicken, and I cooked it for 10 to 15 minutes to make it boil. And then I added coconut powder. I dissolved in plain water, or you can use the direct coconut milk from shop. And after adding the coconut milk, I added a little bit sugar on it, and that's it. And after 5 minutes, the chicken korma is ready. So you can eat with chicken tortilla, or the plain naan, or plain rice, pilau rice, whatever you like. Some people like spices, so they can use green chili at the end. Also some sultana, dried sultana, sometimes during cooking they can add. And that's all. After tasting the salt, or taste, you can manipulate how much salt or sweet you want. That's all, and the chicken korma is ready to eat.
Thus, these women are eager to contribute and bring back the cultural tradition. We have been inspired by this and have taken the initiative to preserve the heritage of Bangladeshi foods by undertaking this project.
Today I'm going to make lentil curry, our traditional food. First of all, I want to start cooking. I soak this lentil for 2 hours with water, because it becomes quickly tender. Then we can easily and quickly prepare this curry. That's why I soak it for 2 hours, and then I put some green chilies with this boiling lentil. I am going to boil with put some green chilies and some green cardamom, 2 bay leaf. Then I pour it inside. I put some cinnamon sticks and salt. And you put salt, it is up to you which types of salt you use. Then I put in 2 teaspoons of salt, half teaspoon, just half teaspoon turmeric powder for good color, little bit curry powder, is mild one, not so spicy, because some cinnamon powder. Then let's start for boiling up to half an hour. Then I check it is cooked or tender well. Then I'm going to check within after half an hour. Then I want to make fish fry, because maximum times I make fish curries for my husband. He likes fish curries. Our Bangladeshi people like fish curries and fish fry, both of these. Then today I'm making fish fry. It is a frozen frozen fish. That's why I put some salt inside. Then because it's all water going outside easily. And then
What spice is that?
This is turmeric powder. It depends how much you use this fish. Here is 7 fish, different size. Is small, some big, some medium, and I have this one. Some chili powder, because we Bangladeshi peoples like hot spice. Everything's like lentil or fish or rice. Some rice pulao, we call pulao. We also put some spice, hot spice, and fish curries, fish fry, chicken, mutton.
Did you learn how to cook this?
This after my marriage, I became a housewife.
How long ago was that?
It was 23 years already gone. Now it is 24 years running. I put some cardamom powder because of a bad smell. I want to.
What is cardamom?
Cardamom, I put in this here. It's a cardamom, little size.
What is it?
It's one kind of spice.
Okay.
And Bengali people we like.
What are you putting in now in the fish?
It's ginger powder.
Ginger powder.
You can use ginger paste. I'm going to use ginger powder curry. It is a fish fry. Then I mix with these ingredients. It's all spice inside and outside over this fish. One teaspoon is okay. I'm going to marinate it for 20 minutes because today I'm rushing because my husband today bought this from shop. That's why I haven't any time for marinate it overnight or 2 hours, 3 hours. That's why I'm going to marinate it for 20 minutes, because if you marinated this fish become very tender easily, and you can fry in a hot oil. Then it's all everything is going to be tender quickly.
So how long does it take to make? Will it take to make this fried fish?
From marinated or marination or without marination?
With marination, like you're doing now.
It's half an hour or 1 hour minimum, because the marination I need 20 minutes. Then after I need to hot oil make some 10 minutes, because hot oil, if you not put in a hot oil, that it is not become easily or golden color. That's why I need to hot oil for 10 minutes. I'm just checking, because it's not now boiling. Maybe it takes 20 minutes because I soak it well 2 hours, and I'm separated some it's not good things for eat. Smell is not good. That's why I.
No, what is it?
It's a foam, one kind of foam when you boil any kinds of lentil, and it's always you get some top of the boiling water, some foam like this. Then at pan I pour some 1 cup of vegetable oil and hot it for 5 minutes, and now it is full of hot of pan, and I put one by one fish. You just carefully because it's too hot. I'm going to fry deep oil, and to look. You are not smelly, then you can take it when they will fry at their home. It's our traditional dish. I'm going to check.
It smells very salty.
Yes. You need little bit fry, more fry. I just flip it because my both of sides become tender and fried. Who gonna like eat it? I'm going to garnish it with onion slice. Then I cut it this size. This size, this is a medium size onion. I just slice this size, and I'm going to use this green chilies because for fish fry I always use green chilies because it smells so delicious and nice. That's why I always like this. You can use this green chili powder if you don't like this green chilies, then you can use this. But all the time I use this. Now I separated it from hot oil, and I fry onion slice and fry until golden brown. Then I soak in a kitchen towel to reduce more oil, and then I just serve with this onion over top of this fry, and I just little bit fry green chilies for flavor.